James McLean. This is regarding your presentation yesterday. You spoke on women giving a test where they will basically cut you off for a good 10, 15 seconds or so, or like it's an undefined real amount of time, and to see if you can handle it socially, being cut off like that and having to wait. But my question is, how long do you wait before you have to shift it in your head from I need to wait this test out and pass it to I need to do something to show that I'm not going to just be disrespected or walked on and wait there forever?
That's an excellent question. Thank you. That's where I suppose your social intelligence comes in. Generally, most women aren't just going to be outright mean to guys. Sure, there's a percent or two who will. It might be a tiny bit higher than that. So if you walk up to a girl and you know how to touch her skillfully, you go up with a good amount of energy. For most guys, that means wearing a good smile, and you sort of get her attention by touching her with lots of energy, touch her gently on the shoulder, and then you walk in and ask her a decent open-ended question, and you don't make it sexual, you don't make it sleazy, you don't say how beautiful she is or something sleazy. Then most girls, if you get the touch, the eye contact, the body language, the energy correct, will at least give you a shot. And the reason a lot of guys get rejected is because they're missing one of those key things, which is what I certainly teach in my boot camps with female trainers. I'm sure most of these guys do too. So if you've got all that stuff right, then oftentimes, as I said yesterday, the girls, particularly if you appear quite confident or they potentially like you, will often hold you out for 5 or 10 seconds just to see what happens, because they know in that 5 or 10 seconds they've gotten rid of most of the guys who aren't particularly confident, who they might talk to for 5 minutes then get weird or awkward, and they're left with the more confident guys, the ones who'll be good in bed, the ones who've probably dated women as attractive as them before. So with the assumption that you're getting all the touch, eye contact, body language right, then yeah, I would just wait 10 seconds. It's almost like you're like a statue, just standing there waiting for them to treat you with some respect. If they've come into a bar or a party, then it's not my saying, but someone came up with implied acceptance of socialization. So if girls go to bars and they don't want anyone to talk to them, it's like, why are you paying $15 a cocktail type thing? So, and I think you should have that attitude. A client of mine who did very well, it's like, when I approach people, they're going to be friendly. That was like his mantra. In terms of knowing when's too long, I'd say probably about 10 seconds for most guys. But I certainly wouldn't, at the first sign of hesitation, just turn around and go away. Does that answer your question?
Yes, but to be, I guess, a little more specific. So if they try to push past that.
Pause for the mic, just 1 second. And Sock, did you want to say something too?
Yeah, I was going to clear up a little context. So I think that
Okay, just to be more specific, if they try to push past that 10-second mark, would you move from there to leave and disengage that conversation, or to try to reopen and like in some way express that you aren't here to be denied either?
As I said in my speech, there's a video on my site called "Do This When You First Meet a Beautiful Woman" at Social Coach, and that girl, I'd actually caught her eye contact for a very short period of time, and it was like it wasn't a nanosecond, but it wasn't much more than that. But that gave me the idea that she'd at least shown some level of interest in me, and I literally just stood there like a statue for 30 seconds. This girl was from Eastern Europe. Not many American, Australian, English girls would hold you out that long. But then when I actually finally talked to her, she was like giggly and feminine and was really into me, because I was the only dude in an English-speaking country who'd just stand there in front of a whole bunch of people for 30 seconds waiting for a girl to talk to me. But she'd shown a tiny little bit of interest in me, well, what I read as interest before. So if it's totally a cold approach and you're doing all that touch, eye contact, body language, energy stuff right, then yeah, I'd probably wait for 10 seconds. And that'll seem like a long period of time for you, but you'll be amazed how often, "Hey, how you doing? I'm James." And they're sort of like, they do little girl eye signals, and then okay, he's cool. Eventually they come round. That sort of 5-second delay is almost a test to see if you go away.